Hello, everybody. It is me, Pacific. Wow. So the other day I'm at work, and I see this in the Aurora, Colorado Sentinel, and it's a little editorial, Stinking Border Politics. It's written by Michael Reagan, the son of President Ronald Reagan, a political consultant. I like what this guy has to say, so I'm going to read it to you. Here's a modest proposal for solving the children's invasion on our southwestern borders. Next time a plane load of unaccompanied alien children from Honduras or Guatemala is being dispersed to their relatives in the U.S., the pilot should divert the flight and land at Ronald Reagan National Airport in downtown Washington. If the politicians in D.C. were forced to deal with the effects of the immigration mess they've made for a few days, they might be more interested in fixing it. Instead of dispersing 52,000 illegal Latino kids around the country or hiding them from sight on military bases, maybe the politicians in D.C. could house a few thousand Latino kids in tents on the east lawn of the U.S. Capitol building. They could call it Obamaville. I like that. Okay, I'm dreaming. But once again, we can thank Washington for creating a problem for the rest of us that it can't or won't fix. Emperor Obama is the culprit in chief. I like this guy. He's been playing pool and reading teleprompters at fundraisers while people in the border towns of Texas, Arizona, and California are being burned. Whoa. It is the innocent citizens of the Southwest who've been forced to bear the cost of welcoming the Central American children who've risked their lives to hoof it to the USA. The big winners in this cynical political game will be the president and Democrats in Congress. The big losers will be the rest of the country. Everyone knows what's going to happen when you disperse the Latino kids to their relatives and give them an order to appear at a court hearing. Mostly nothing. If 10% appear, it'll be a miracle. Doesn't anyone in D.C. know that most of the illegal immigrants in the country are here not because they waded across the Rio Grande, but because they overstayed their visas? When you have a country with no immigration policy and a flock of political chickens in D.C., this is the kind of border crisis you get. I like that. The Republicans are afraid to even touch immigration policy, and the president and Democrats in Congress won't try to solve the current crisis because for them it's a great political opportunity to be exploited. Remember what I said? Favor the illegals, they'll vote for the Democrats. With congressional elections coming in the fall, and with their party facing uncertain disaster, Democrats know immigration is one of the few issues that can win them a few points at the polls. Every Democrat in office wants every Hispanic voter on the planet to see that he is a lovable, bleeding heart humanitarian, and that every Republican is a cold-hearted meanie who just wants to send child immigrants back to where they came from. If Republicans in Washington are forced to okay the $3.7 billion in emergency appropriations the president says is needed to address the border mess, they at least need to try to put some teeth in it. They need to insist that the Border Patrol begins stopping the children's invasion at the U.S.-Mexican border, not after the border has been crossed. And they need to get President Obama to hold Mexico accountable for not stopping the invasion on its side of the border. You know what? How come people that are not president and not in Congress are wiser than the leaders we have? Go figure. Mexico won't do any such thing, of course, because every single one of its border federals is being paid off by the Mexican drug cartels. Wow, that's nice. This border disaster was made in Washington by gutless politicians who are unable or unwilling to do anything on immigration but play stupid politics with everyone. I'm tired of politics. We need to wake up and smell the stink coming from D.C. If this border crisis doesn't do it, nothing will. I'm sorry, but I agree with that. Okay, viewers, I got a couple things to talk about. And I wasn't going to mention this, but I'm going to because I have my loyal fans, and it is intended for those that have a heart and care for the Pacifics channel and for those that I have a heart for. Strangely enough, on Thursday I went roller skating and I really took a nasty crash. I was having fun, 48-year-old on skates, but man, bunch of kids wiped out in front of me and I tried to avoid them and down I went. And to avoid banging my legs and body into them, I had to dart, and when I darted, I wobbled and crashed, and I banged the inside of my right knee so hard on the concrete it made a noise that even one of the female skaters stopped and said, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." Inside I'm going, "This hurts." I skated it out. I've been limping like gimpy for the last 2 days. But I've been out there working. I need to give everybody a project update, and we'll do that soon here. I have 4 days off counting today. And we're putting a stub roof over where that room was that we added the concrete to, and sliding glass doors been installed, and the stub roof that was on part of the house will continue all the way across to make it uniform. But I was up there with limpy leg up into the crawl space and nailing in the joists that extend out as the supports for the stub roof. Pretty cool stuff, man. This guy's in his 80s, and I continue to learn from him that he's still doing carpentry, and he made a tool the other day when we were trying to get under the sink. And you know those black or white plastic things you screw underneath the sink to hold the faucet down? Well, we couldn't get it off. I couldn't get it off. He went out and took a PVC pipe and cut a diagonal slots in it. He gave it to me. I rammed it under there and twisted, and it came right off. The guy's brilliant. He manufactures his own tools out here and everything. A more sobering piece of news I got today, and I hurt. Let me tell you, it feels like somebody took a sledgehammer and hit the inside of my leg. I will be fine. The more serious thing was a one-paragraph note I got from Indokita that absolutely stunned me this morning. Pacific, I need you to pray for me. I took a nasty fall in the bathroom. I hit my head and back so hard that the pain is horrible. My dad had to lift me out of the bathroom, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm dizzy and I feel like I'm bleeding, and I may end up going to the hospital. So if you don't hear from me, it's because this is not good. Please pray for me. I find it interesting that two of us on two sides of the world had a nasty fall. That fall I had was the hardest I've ever had, with the exception of years ago I was up in the tree out in the front yard, one of the lindenwood trees. The lady of the house had then, when I was renting, hired me to climb up into the limbs and cut off dead branches. She pointed to a branch. I turned and grabbed a branch that I thought was substantial, and I said, "Which one?" The branch broke, and I fell and hit right here on the side of the picket fence. Fortunately, it wasn't pointy, it was flat. Banged my head, knocked my glasses off, and fell down in the ivy, and I thought, I'm going to die. She was horrified. I got up, felt the blood, was more worried about my glasses. And I'll tell you what, it's amazing what the body can take. But that fall on the skates the other day, that hurt. That was a little friendly reminder. You are 48 years old, kiddo. You better be careful what you do. But I'm worried about Indo. I have prayed for her, and I'm asking those that are my caring and heartfelt fans to please consider praying, or at least keep her in your thoughts. I hope nothing serious has happened. But I thought it was shocking that both of us had a severe fall, her being the worst shape. That's all I'm going to say on that. I thank my viewers for being patient with me. Pacific is learning, and he's trying to learn how to mature little by little in dealing with trolls. I was shocked to find that one of the trolls that made a very nasty comment about Indokita was not a male, but a female. And I'm going to say this. I took one look at her photo, and I thought, wow, commenting on the woman's interest in me, her intelligence level that is, to me, impeccable. I took one look at her picture, and she looks like the classic poster child for the ugly, angry feminist. I'm going to be nice, because there's a lot of really mean things I could say at this point, because I'm human. This woman has attacked my Christianity and attacked me at all levels. I have no idea why she's come after me. I have no idea at all. She's still coming through the Google post. If any of my viewers know how to block somebody through the Google post, please tell me, because I'm still not understanding how to work this. And I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out how to get on my page and get somebody completely off the Google Plus notifications. So if anybody can give me any insight on that, please do. I'm amazed, and I'm going to say this. Now, I'm not trying to draw attention to these buffoons, but I can't believe the anger and the hate and the idiots out there, mostly American, that just are so mean. Take shots at the girl I'm interested in, take shots at my looks, and everything in me goes, you want to look in the mirror? The ugliest women I've ever dated are better looking than you. I know, that's not nice, but this channel's about keeping it real, and I'm going to keep it real. Another word on MGTOW. There are people that are extremists. I've had to block several people that have resorted to profanity, foulness, name-calling, telling me I'm wrong, wrong, wrong. No, I'm not wrong. When I was writing years ago Listioningse from Tangerang in Indonesia, she was Muslim. She did not endorse and does not endorse the violence that the Muslims operate from. I had to learn a lesson from her, because when the towers came down, I do agree that Islam is a wicked, evil religion. I will not back up on that, because anything that usurps the one true God and replaces him with another God is evil. End of story. I believe in the biblical God. And no, that is not open for debate. So if any trolls want to get on there and go round and round with that, you will promptly be flushed. But I had to learn there's different degrees in every faith system. There are radical, crazy Christians right in the evangelical church. Offensive, obnoxious, will lie, steal, cheat, murder people. Same with Islam. Same with Buddhists. Same with Hindus. Same with anybody. There are different levels and different commitment levels within a certain sect, faith, or Christian belief system. That being said, same is true with MGTOW. Same is true with even feminists. I know that there are feminists that are ignorant about their feminism, but there are feminists I've met who still believe a man should be the head of the house, but call himself a feminist. And what I'm learning as I get older, we've got to be very careful to differentiate. And I haven't always done that, but there are some MGTOW extremists. They don't want nothing to do with women except for masturbatory sports and to use them sexually. There are others that don't want anything to do with any women at all in any way, shape, or form. There are some that go far as saying that women are worthless and good for nothing. Pacific's stance is that a woman has value and worth in the sight of God, and so does a man. And that we are created equal, but we have different roles. Men don't have babies, women do. Women are not to be the leaders, men are. That doesn't mean abusive. That doesn't mean that a man screams and shouts down. But the problem is, everything's upside down today. That being stated, Pacific's channel deals with all issues. Not just one focus, but many focuses. You know, it's funny. When a firestorm erupts, and it finally dawns on me what's going on, and I start to deal with it, some people come in and say, nope, nope, you shouldn't do this. And I read some comments. I pulled a video the other day because it suddenly dawned on me based on some people that made some comments. Now, you know what? That needs to be pulled. But, man that I am, lion heart that I am, sometimes you just gotta talk about something. Because I want people to know that, yeah, I notice you. But I'm going to trivialize you. And I'm going to let you know exactly where I stand. I had nothing against MGTOW in the beginning. Nothing. But like anything, it suddenly dawned on me, man, I'm getting a lot of these men going their own way on my channel. And I knew nothing about it. Until some of my lady viewer friends said, do you know what these MGTOW guys are all about? And I said, not really. And they'd send me links. Check this out, check this out, check this out. And then I saw stuff, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of the same thing as what the feminists are doing. Yep, pretty much. Is Pacific trying to chase all MGTOW supporters off my channel? No. And I hope that the MGTOW people who like my channel are not going to feel offended and say, oh man, I'm out of here, Pacific. You have that right. But I'm not attacking what I call the moderates. Not. I'm attacking the extremists. The ones that get on my channel and poo and plop all over me. And it's funny reading the comments. The comments that are left on other channels, laughing and mocking. And one of them said, I wonder if when he's doing videos out in the garden, if the neighbors hear him and say, Marge says to her husband, is he talking that black video box again? And the husband says, yep, he's talking to himself. I read that stuff and I go, this is the best they can do. A laugh track. Really? Somebody wrote me saying about, and it was well put stuff, about when you're the alpha male, you don't need to defend yourself. I agree. But I'm guilty of something. Sometimes I feel like I need to give an explanation. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I need to learn to pull back and not say anything. But some of this MGTOW stuff is a little bigger than I realized, and I'm starting to realize, you know what? Pacific needs to address some of this. Because I had no problem with them coming on my channel until I saw the nature of where some of the stuff is going. I was like, gosh, some of these guys are a problem. So I'm cleaning house. And I'm sorry if some of you think I'm getting arrogant or rude. I'm not trying to be, but I want to run a channel here with respectable people that have some intelligence to bring to the forum. If you want to belong to your own club or have your own hobbies and your own interests, I don't have a problem with it. But when some of those groupies start bleeding over onto my channel with rude and nasty comments, and they're connected with other people that are connected with this group, and they're all buzzing around, yeah, sometimes Pacific has to swing the 16-inch gun out and go and fire back. Not that it'll do any good. It certainly won't change anybody's hearts. But you need to understand my mind a little bit to know that if I don't deal with it, there's the temptation for others to say, what a pussy, he didn't even deal with us. Yep. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I realize that. But for me not to say anything and to pretend it isn't there, that to me is the wussy approach. To go on and on and on and on about it, well, that gets old too. And we've all been guilty of that to a degree on our respective channels, I believe. Immigration, Indokita, and incompetence. The three I's. Immigration is not being dealt with by our current leadership at all. We're so worried about being politically correct. We're so worried about agendas and trying to pad our own wallets, protect our own special interests and securities, that we're not doing what's good for the country. Indokita, another woman who rises stellar above the pack. Another woman who, when I put her up against the nasty one that I just referred to a bit ago, I go, really? I'm amazed. I'm amazed. When people attack people that have no part, they may be in love with me and may love my channel, but they're not the ones speaking. And when somebody chooses to attack the one you love, that means they've lost the complete argument. They have nothing of substance to win the debate for them. So they take the cheap shot approach. And it does bother me. That would like me saying, do you have a boyfriend? Even still, I wouldn't take a shot at that woman's boyfriend that is just leaving snotty, rude, snide remark after snide remark. I have to address this sometimes. We know why they do it. They got a dirty diaper and nobody's changing it. And because her own fans aren't changing it, she's screaming for me to change it. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to say, take your little poopy diaper and get out of here. Stinks. I'm not running a daycare center. When people are doing this, it's a sign that there's something really messed up here, because they're screaming for attention, even if it's negative, which tells me, number one, they're not happy. Number two, they're not standing on intellectualism. Number three, they're not walking with God in any way, shape, or form. Of course, she covered that. She doesn't believe. Well, you can get back to me after you die, ma'am, and let me know if you were right. I have a forwarding address to you. The bottom line is, Pacific is always going to do what he feels he needs to do, taking into account that most of you all don't know, because I don't always grandstand you all. I don't always point you all out verbally. Sometimes I draw attention to people, sometimes I don't. But I read your comments more than you realize, and I go, you know what? That guy's right. I'm going to pull this video. You don't know how many times I've done that. You don't know how many times some of your own words, all you various viewers, have said, I don't agree with him on this point, but he's right on that. I don't always respond to that in writing. So don't think I'm ignoring you all. I'm sorry. Go into a daycare center with a bunch of babies. When a baby's messed its pants or a baby's hungry, what do? Wah! And that's what's going on with these trolls. Something is wrong. There's a need in their life that hasn't been met. They're banging their rattles, screaming for their binkies, screaming for their poopy diaper to be changed, or screaming for food or something. That is essentially what is the problem of trolls. To sit there and spin in this every day. Again, to the woman who needs to get a grip. Why do you keep coming back to my channel if your life's so much better than mine and you're such a superior woman or whatever you think? You got your own channel. I never attacked your channel. In fact, I noticed you had some videos. Now I'm going to have to watch one of them and see what you're all about. Not because I really got warm feelings towards you, but to just see where you're going. But for some reason, you flew in on my channel and you've decided to camp in the complaint department and go to customer service and complain every day, and customer service is about ready to say, Psh. Some customers we just can't please, can we? That's what I'm talking about. You know what? I don't do things conventionally. There's a lot of people that watch my channel go, gosh, this guy's dumb. He's giving all this attention to these guys. I am, because they want it. But I'm not giving them an applause, saying somebody changed their diapers. It really smells in here, and I'm tired of all that. Have you ever been on a flight and some baby starts screaming peas? Nobody wants to hear that on an hours long flight. You know, it's like, man, somebody's got to do something about that. Just shut up. Sometimes you have to say, we got a bunch of babies out here. Where's the daycare people? Where's their parents? You don't understand. My sarcasm is coming through. It helps me to vent out talking about this stuff. That's why I made the video this morning, the SS Faceless. I've got some comments already I don't know how to take. That it's satanic? I was like, huh? Really? I'm not quite understanding that one. But hey, I'm learning. It surely wasn't meant to be satanic. I did it to be funny. I did it to make a point. I'm sorry, I thought it came out pretty good for low-budge Pacific Ocean Asia. Somebody else made a comment, yeah, you're against MGTOW, but all you do is complain about your ex. All I do is complain about my ex. Please go back through all the videos and show me how many videos were devoted to just complaining about my ex. Please. Next issue. You make videos in a closet. Because I make videos all over the place. My bedroom, the outdoors, the garage, in my truck, in the closet, in the back room, in the dining room sometimes. I'm loud and I don't want to disturb everybody else. And sometimes there's projects going on or company around here, and when I go into the closet, nobody in the living room down the hall can hear me talking. That's why I do it. Somebody else said I'm a burnout. Really? Yeah, I'm really burnt out, man. I'm still going. I'm limping around. I limped to my bus. I limped here. Took the kids to Rocky Mountain Arsenal yesterday, which is a wildlife refuge now. Went walking around. Pacific doesn't stop unless God has literally stopped him. Even the man of the house said, man, if that's going to hurt, I said, don't worry about it. I'm a man, I'll suck it up. You tell me what you need me to do, and I'll figure out how best I can do it. Handing lumber up to him, crawling up in the crawl space so I can get the nail gun and attach the joist to the rafters, moving insulation around so we can get it flat on the joist, you know. Day in the life of Pacific Ocean Asia as usual. Doesn't matter if I'm hurt. If I can get up and move around, I'm going to get up and move around. You know what? I want everybody to know something. I love this channel. It's fun. I've heard it all. I've been told I'm retarded. I've been called a homosexual. I was called a misogynist the other day. I'd call you a misogynist, but I can't because you're from another generation. I wrote her back and I said, no, this has nothing to do from being from another generation. I'm asking you to tell me what the attributes of productive and constructiveness that feminism has added to the quality of life overall. And I'm sure you can't and won't. You know, it's funny. Some of the people throwing out the biggest labels are the trolls. And yeah, I'm going to say it. American females. Amazing. I didn't realize when I started this channel, I started talking about feminism and Western women are destroying themselves and feminism is destroying Western women. I didn't know that I would attract a bunch of people from a group I didn't even know existed, MGTOW. And it dawned upon me that the more I started realizing is that when people realized I was not going to come over their way, that I think some people got very angry. And I think that some people thought I'd be a great spokesman for them. Not saying they all did. But Pacific Ocean Asia is not going to be hooked and have hooks put in his jaws and dragged away by anybody. There's something that I have to make clear to my viewers yet again, that I listen to wisdom and I listen to people's comments, but ultimately, whether it's the right decision or wrong decision, Pacific's got to make a decision and he makes it. And I realize it won't always set well with people. But if I let my channel be governed by popularity or swaying of the crowd, then my channel ceases to be POA. Right? There are pointers that people have given me, male and female, many, that are helping me to make this channel more, shall we say, interesting. The woman that I would hire as my secretary immediately, hands down, if this ever took off and was a moneymaker, I told her yesterday, I said, gosh, I wish I had a studio with all the video tools and stuff where I could make videos and really overwhelm some critic out there with an absolute spoof video that just people watch and go, oh my gosh, that was funny. But no, I'm doing everything by the seat of my pants. In a closet, in a bedroom, in a garage, in the storage area, wherever. The garden. Oh, none of the neighbors can hear me. We're on an acre of property. Some people weren't listening to the videos. Where I'm located in the yard is mostly the central part of the property, and the property line is still further back from that. And then those houses set further back from their own property line. This is all old horse property turned to suburbia. That these are all large pieces of property out here for city. But even if somebody did hear me, oh my gosh, I'm yawning on a video. Hold on a second. There, got to establish that. Pacific Ocean Asia has had its problems in life. But there's one thing I gained as an American, is that I have freedom to be me. And that free spiritness does not work with clubs and groupies and churches that say you got to be just like us. That's why Pacific doesn't join car clubs and all the clubs, because I am not a club person. I don't follow club rules. If I was a multi-billionaire, I would never belong to a gentleman's club. Why? Because I don't follow, but I also don't always lead. Like a ship, I just get a course and sail. Really, that is the way I view my life. I don't think I'm some guru with a bunch of cult followers. The channel was a surprise to me in that people liked it, and the viewers, are what keeps this, they're the engine that drives this. If all my videos went down to 0 views, do you think I'd be doing this? No, I'd quit. Waste of time. Would I boo-hoo and cry and chastise everybody? Nobody's watching my video. I'd say, no. It's ran its course. Nobody wants to watch me anymore. Time to go on to something else. But people keep watching. But I also know what priority is. I know what priority is. Videos where I'm talking about stuff that's really lasting and eternal, the views are way down. The views where I'm attacking feminism and Western women, the views are way up. I'm not stupid. I've been tracking all this and watching what's going on. I also know that if I had some hot woman next to me, sitting in a bikini next to me, that my views would be soaring. Wow, look at that chick Pacific's with. Oh, I'm going to watch his channel. No, if I really wanted to put this channel on the map, the last thing I do is talk about all these social issues with my conservative, God-fearing stance. Would we be talking about immigration and the Democrats and atheism and evolution? No! That doesn't win friends and influence people at all. But by the same token, you don't see me running a channel that's attracting all these little silly Christians either. And what I mean by silly is what I call the American groupie Christians. Oh, we all listen to Sandy Patty, and we all are women of faith, and we all go to Beth Moore concerts and seminars and blah, blah. No. Because Pacific's been through his own rejection and garbage and stuff, I got to see as a kid very early on, there's a t-shirt I saw that I tend to agree with. Does not play well with others. I don't. I'm more like my uncle. He ran a successful sporting goods store in Mammoth Lakes, California. He was so friendly to everybody, and I thought, surely this man has a lot of friends. I went out to stay with him and paid him rent for 5 months in Washington. He was 72 years old, Dad. We had a talk one day, and he says, I don't have very many close friends, Michael. I said, you? I said, you were a whiz in the retail. And he says, because I was in the retail business, I learned to see people. And because I learned to see people and what they are, he says, I don't trust most of them. He'll be friendly to everybody, in the store, whatever. But it was interesting to learn that from him. He told me I was a student of people. He doesn't think I should be doing this channel at all. He's of the opinion that the internet is a complete waste of time. I had told about my channel, told him about the success of it, and he was happy for me, but ultimately, he doesn't think that I should even be on this forum. That was complimentary to me, not derogatory. Why am I on this forum? Because there's a bunch of us out there. You turn on ABC, NBC, CBS News, you're not going to hear this kind of stuff. And I don't know if I mentioned this, another jetliner down and missing. Algiers out of France. Crashed in Mali, I think. And I'm amazed that the Russians and the Ukraine are not cooperating very well with the wreckage of the Malaysian jetliner that they shot out of the sky. They, meaning I'm still not sure. Bottom line is, Pacific runs his own channel. I'm not trying to be rude or insensitive to my viewers, but my viewers need to be reminded, if you're not comfortable with my approach and you don't like the way I do things, there's billions of videos on YouTube. Go find something you're totally capiche with. Don't try to change me. There are some of you that have given me pointers in a very excellent way of how I can handle things, and I've read those, and some of you I've written direct and some of you I haven't. Thought, you know what, that's a damn good point. So I do listen, but I'm like a woman. I'm not going to be told what to do. No. Then I'd cease to be Pacific Ocean Asia. That's what's made this channel, is that I take on issues. I'm thankful for the viewers that defend. I'm not going to lie. Who wants everybody against him? None of us do. But I have viewers that defend me. He's talking about the culture, the SUVs, the obesity, the tattoos. He's talking about it, he's calling it out, and it needs to be done. That's right. But another thought went through my head the other day. The reason I'm getting criticism for talking about this stuff is because those that are criticizing are probably guilty of crappy driving and not disciplining their bodies. Let me make something clear about tattoos. Yes, I've noticed women that are pretty that have tattoos, and they ask, would you date somebody with tattoos? Yes. If she and I felt we had an attraction, yes. Would I make her get rid of it? No. I gave my opinion on tattoos. I don't think they're becoming a woman, and I don't think men should have them either. But certainly not a lady. I have a right to that view. We live in a day and age where everything is being turned upside down, and I'll be damned if I'm going to be backed into a corner to accept everything that comes down the pike. And if that means that people think I'm retarded and alienating myself and true forced lonelinessing myself, well, okay. What's the definition of a man? One who capitulates and says things that everybody... And the one fault that my uncle has that I have noticed after spending time with him is he'll say what people want to hear. He'll be all nice to them, and then behind their back, whoa, you weren't being true to yourself. And I caught that. And I love my uncle, but that is a fault. I had a black woman the other day. I took her to lunch. Just a coworker friend. She's too old to date for me, folks, but we went to lunch because she's a nice woman and has a certain amount of class about her. And we were talking about honesty. I said, if somebody comes up to you and asks you if the dress they're wearing looks good on them, what do you say? She goes, if it's ugly, I'll tell them that. And I said, but I was taught in my culture not to. She goes, I know that. And she says, and that bothers me because you're then lying to them. If somebody asks you their opinion, you could just say very nicely, you know what? I don't care for it, but if you like it, that's what matters. We've been taught to be afraid to tell somebody the truth. That's a woman asking, don't offend her. But we need to start being honest. People will comment on my hair and everything. The glasses, when my hair was too short, grow it out. When it's growing out, cut it. Start wearing a shirt. Okay. Here's the thing. What makes a channel? How far do I go with this? What if I had 5, 6, 7, 8,000? What if I had 1 million views for every video I put out? Then what? I know I'm not going to get there. This is a channel. It's just like when you get your cable package. There's some channels you really, really, really watch. And there's some channels you don't watch at all. Some people aren't going to watch the old movies channel. Some people aren't going to watch A&E. Some people aren't going to watch Animal Planet. Some people aren't going to watch Bob the Builder and Looney Tunes Network. Same with my channel. It's a niche. But I'm proud of that niche. It's international. It's all over the place. Now that I've been back in the States for almost 3 years, I've gathered a lot of American support. I'm itching to go back to Asia someday and get some more videos made on the other side of the Pacific. Anyways, I think I've said enough. Please pray for Indo. I don't know anything beyond what I've just told you. It doesn't sound good, and I'm not happy to hear that this has happened, especially when there's not a thing I can do. To my trolls out there, you need to take a look at yourself and say, when you're just spitting venom all the time, you need to stop and ask yourself, why are you doing this? Do you really think you're going to change me? You think you're going to change my viewers that you're arguing with? I'm watching it, arguing back and forth with my good viewers out there. Do you really think you're going to get through to us? You're not. Or is that your whole intent? Just to be a butt pimple? Because really, that's all you're doing. Ask yourself if you're really happy and at peace with God. Oh, you don't believe in God. Are you at peace with yourself? I don't run around attacking channels. Oh, you complain about everything. Yep. Equal opportunity. I discriminate against everything bad. I don't discriminate. I talk about it. And the funny thing is I talk about a lot of positive things too, but those people never say that. Those same people that boo-hoo my channel for complaining and talking about issues are the same ones that will watch videos where people are falling off their motorcycles and getting seriously injured and laughing. Ah, look at him crash! Ah! Yeah, you know, I know a lot of the viewers out there and what they're viewing. I see the ones that have the most views. Two girls beating the crap out of each other. I have no interest in wanting to watch that. But boy, the men like that. And women like that too. A woman at work the other day, who is not a lady, showed me a video of some guy that jumped in a lake way too shallow, landed in head first, and he landed on his head in about 2 feet of water. You know, I don't know the guy. My first reaction is, oh, gosh, that's awful. I think that's funny. That's funny. What an idiot. That's why I get really mad at America, is they love people getting hurt. They love hurting people. And all this garbage that we've been talking about, that's all this stuff is. People just want to hurt and bash and blast and mock and make fun of. But they're not doing a damn productive thing at all with their channel or their comments, these people that I'm talking about, the trolls. It's ridiculous. Just like I said this morning, trolls proliferate like rabbits. Rabbits! They're everywhere. You can't ignore it. When I catch them, I block them, mute them, spam them, report them. But I don't like the Google Plus notifications. Those clowns still get through. So if anybody can tell me how to go through the bell to read my comments and how to go through and block the clowns, let me know. Because I don't. Yeah, I comment on negative things. I talk about how bad America is because I knew what it used to be. Because I see a lot of young people aren't paying attention and don't care. I see a lot of baby boomers don't care. We're drowning in selfishness. And because I call it out, some people say, you're negative. Well, you go back to smoking your pot and playing your car theft, San Andreas, and your violent video games, and stick your ignorant head in the sand and ignore all this. But one day when the government pulls everything that you celebrate right now out from under you and you go, hey, what happened? Well, because you weren't paying attention to what's going on in Washington. They're stripping us all of our rights, little by little by little. You don't care about illegal immigration? Wait till the cost of health care quadruples because now they're being put on the system. Wait till the cost of everything goes up because now we're going to be taxed to take care of them. I mean, come on, folks. Well, we don't always talk about negative. We talk about positives too. And only my fans that are there all the time are aware of that. I'm not ashamed of my channel. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I don't have to compete with anybody because you know why? The Titanic was a unique ship. The Queen Mary was a unique ship. There was never another like either one of them or any of the other ocean liners. This is Pacific Ocean Asia. This is my own ship, and this is the way it is. Not every ship is the same. You want to be a U-boat and you want to sink stuff? Okay. You want to be a destroyer? You want to be a speedboat? You want to be a sailing ship or you want to be a junk? Everybody's different. But this is Pacific Ocean Asia, otherwise known as Pacific Ocean Superliner, and I'm proud of my channel and I like it. It's become iconic for me. This is my heart. I don't have to apologize and I don't have to defend it. But sometimes I need to explain to other people. Because even though maybe some of you viewers don't understand what I'm doing, I'm sending a message to other people that's not directed at you. If they have half an ounce of intelligence, they'll be able to pick up on that. That's why there's a video backlash. That's why people are suddenly making more videos about me. I'm glad they're drawing attention to me because for every video they make, for somebody who wanders onto their channel and sees, who's this Pacific Ocean Asia guy they're attacking? And there's always a spinoff that some people may go, wow, I like this guy. What is it? What are they attacking him for? And there may be others go, he's a doofus. What I have to realize is they're giving me free advertising. That's why I pulled my video the other day. Don't give these people free advertising. Part of me joked around and said, I'm trying to help this person out because their channel doesn't have as many views as mine, but then I caught myself and said, stop it. I don't need to defend my view. I don't have to defend it at all. I believe what I believe, and I don't believe it's false. Sorry. But this is POA. And this is the way it is. And that, my friends, is the rest of the story. This is Pacific Ocean Asia signing off. Happy Saturday. Bye-bye.